yeah, by the way, this is a tour for the LST fee. Click delay. You didn't hear me. Why are those space now? Click delay. We have someone in the washroom.
Once you've been on shift for about 3 weeks, you go home and you step over doorways. First night I went home after being on the ship, I went to the bathroom and I put my hands on the door and I stepped over like that. And I got to laughing and my wife woke up and she said, "What are you laughing about?" And I went, "I just stepped over the bulkhead."
Come on in, guys. Come on in. We got lots of room in here. Come on in. Lots and lots of room. Come on up this way so we can all get in here. Yeah, come on in. Everybody in. Go down this way. We got lots of room. Lots of room.
Excuse me, Drake, can I get food?
I didn't see that.
Are we okay, ladies? Okay. Okay, so here we are in the mess deck, where all the guys eat. But there's not a lot of room in here anymore because the Greeks started making this smaller and the Americans finished it. And I don't know why they did this. But it used to go all the way to that bulkhead and that bulk down here. It was really, really deep. This is one of the biggest watertight compartments in the ship. So they would come here to eat, and around the outside is more room for people to sleep behind here and all around there. Some of them we've taken out so we have room to store things now when we leave Evansville. Down here is more, we have a reefer deck down here. And so the reefer deck has 3 compartments in it. One's for frozen foods, one's for dairy products, and one is for fresh foods. So we keep different temperatures for all of it. And if you keep on going back, you're going to be in after steering compartment. That's where the rudder motors are that steer the ship. And just in case the steering quits working or we lose electricity and electric motors don't work anymore, we get about 4 people there. Hey, there, he's got pictures, yeah.
It disappears real quick.
Anyway, we can get 4 people down there and they have these big wheels. And they turn these big wheels and steer the ship by hand. Until we get electricity back on the ship, we get our generators running or we fix the problem, whatever it is. Yeah, that's everybody's. And see, sometimes they hang out down here and play guitar. We got a guy on board now that plays guitar. He plays guitar in the where we all sleep. See, we separate the ship for when we come on cruises because that side of the ship is for people sleeping and all of our crew, and that side of the ship is for tours. And we'll see that side of the ship later on. Okay, now we have to go up to the galley because the galley is where you fix your food, you get your tray, and you come down here and eat. And by the way, Remember I said LST have a flat bottom? They really ride rough. So the bow goes up on a big wave and the wave comes back amidships and the front of the ship falls into the trough of the next wave and you go bang! Really hard.
The ship shakes.
And the ship shakes. Okay, and then the wave goes back to the back of the ship, the stern. What else do we call the stern? The fantail. Okay. And it goes back to the fantail and races the back of the ship out of the water, and the propellers hit the top of the ocean, and they go like this here, and the ship goes like this here. And LSTs roll back and forth really bad. So you're going up and down and back and forth, and all of a sudden, bang! And you're sitting over here trying to eat, and you got your both elbows on the table, so your tray doesn't slide off, and you have to hold on to your drink. And pushing peas around with a spoon trying to get your next bite. It's crazy. And then after a while you learn to take a piece of bread and you put your bread and get a little bit wet, push it down on the table and push your tray down on that bread, and that way it won't slide around on the table. You don't have to hold it. Or you can eat with 9 other guys at this table here, because your tray is all fit inside this little ridge. But the ship's always rolling and it's always banging because it has a flat keel. Keel is the same thing as the bottom. Okay, we want to go up to the galley. We'll go by one of the heads right here. What's the head? What is a head? What is it? That's the bathroom. That's right. And so we're going to go one by one over here because we just got through working on this one here and we just started using it this year. And the sinks in there are the same as they were in World War II. And we have the 2 showers in there. And the one just has a shower curtain and you can pull it back so everybody can see you taking the shower. It's great.
There's no privacy.
No privacy. Okay, Abby. I don't know if we can get your wheelchair up here or not. This is getting in pretty tight quarters up here. Let me scoot through here, folks. Okay, let's try it. Let's go. Okay.
Charles, we need help. I'll take your hand and everything up there.
Let me see if it's even wide enough to get the wheelchair up there or not.
You can fold it up and then maybe you get up there.
I tell you what, Abby, we've got a lot of walking to do. Okay. Would you get somebody else and help you carry it back down to the tank deck so we can have it down there when we come back down? And I want to try to see if she can make it through the whole tour here.
You can fold it up to make it easy.
But as soon as we get up there, we have to fold it up again because we have to go up another steps and then we have to come down a step. So we have a lot of up and down to do.
Back in time.
Okay, go up there and turn left and then turn right.
Turn left and right. Left, right. Wait, I'm crossing C.
And the cooks are busy. They might be busy fixing lunch. Huh? What's that? Yeah, everybody eats on board. We fix all of our lunch. We fix all of our meals here. And there's our menu today. So for lunch, we're having a box lunch. When you come in and have your breakfast in the morning, you fill out a little sheet of what you want for lunch, and they put it in a sack. And we do that when everybody's on the ship and we don't have room to eat regularly. Okay, let me sneak up in front, folks. Thank you.
No, this is cool.
Let's come up some more.
Now my head's getting weird.
Okay, we got lots and lots of room. Everybody come on in. Lots and lots of room. Yeah. We have to all smush together Lots and lots of room. Okay, Adam, you stay right here.
Probably woman independence. I don't know. Gatorade sweet tea lemonade.
Oh, look at
Okay, so here we are in the valley where we're gonna, these guys are fixing our lunch for today. And so you come in here and get your food and then you go down to where we just came from to eat. We have 3 squares a day in the Navy, and sometimes we have mid-rats. Nobody knows what mid-rats means, right? That means midnight rations. Because sometimes when the guys who have a watch from 8 to 12 at midnight, and then the next group that comes on from 12 to 4, they can come up here and get a little snack.
We're eating rations today. We're making rations. In our
Okay,
group.
what?
Our group already ate rations. We're having rations.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're making rations.
That's pretty cool.
We're making it in science.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're going out and we're going up 1 level.
Going outside and then going 1 up level. Oh, this is cool.
If I see outside and see how high I am, I'll jump off. Do not drop your phone here. Keep your phone in your pocket. Do not drop your phone.
Oh, I can't keep my phone in my pocket. It's sad.
Picture of this before you do them. Oh, well.
Oh, great. Oh no, I don't like this now. Oh, I've never been on water before. Okay. Oh, I didn't know if I could get seasick or not because I've never been on a boat.
I've never been on
Holy crap, this scares me.
It's alright, man. If you fall in oh my gosh, you don't have to go in water.
It's not that about falling in the water. It's about seasick.
Okay, everybody up here. We got lots of room. Lots of room. Come on up.
Yeah, we have lots of room over here.
Lots of room. Lots of room. Come on up.
Oh, look at this.
Oh, there's their 20 millimeter. Pretty sure. That's 40. This is 100. So this is, I know. Oh, I didn't see phone case.
What?
An Apple phone case.
Yeah.
Why are you videoing the whole tour?
I'm posting this on my YouTube channel.
He's posting this on his YouTube channel. It's gonna get copyright.
Okay.
How does that get copyrighted? I don't have copyright music.
This is gonna go viral. It's gonna be on YouTube. Yeah, permission, because if your video's 10 minutes or longer, your parents have like you have to get an email verification code and put it in and stuff.
Never mind. I'll just keep this for myself.
Okay. Well, the machine gun shoots rounds that just go up and all it is lead. A cannon shoots a round that blows up when it explodes. And these are the rounds we shoot from this. And they're bigger than the ones we saw in that other cannon down there on the tank deck.
My grandpa has a ton of those. I have like this lighting sucks. Is he gonna shoot it?
Here,
What?
you take
Oh,
something
my head.
right here. And after the weapon fires, the spent casings come out here. Not this too. And they're all over the deck. And they're smoking hot. And these guys are trying to keep this weapon loaded. And they're walking on top of these hot casings. just like being on roller skates. And they have to go around and around with this gun while it tries to shoot at a target.
That's cool.
Okay.
It's the best motor ever.
It goes left and right. I think you have to lock. You have a lock because we have bumpers tied on the other side of it. This shoots about 2 minutes a second. It shoots much slower. Then it goes up where the bombers are. The bombers fly 2 miles in the sky. And this thing has a range of 10,000 feet. So it can go up there and get them. And one guy goes up and down and the other guy goes left and right. And that's how they shoot
So
something
back
in
in
the
the
sky. Okay. Want to hear better? Come on around here. It's really hard to hear over that fan up there. Okay. Sometimes the guys are in, it takes 5-man gun crew on here, 7-man gun crew out there on the duels. But sometimes they don't shoot the weapon. Sometimes that guy up in there shoots, because that's called the director. And that lets him shoot all the 40mm cannon at one target. That came on towards the end of World War II, and it came from bombers. And we took the technology out of bombers and used it on ships. Okay. We are going to go up this way. And let me get ahead of everybody here. Watch out for the cables. Hold on, let me get ahead here.
A noodle. A noodle.
Hard to toss over, it's not at all.
Come on up here, everybody get inside here.
Even water up here on the ship.
Everybody up here close. We have lots of room. Yeah, everybody inside here. Okay. This is what's called an LCVP. That stands for a landing craft for vehicle and people. And what? Yeah, sometimes it's used in emergency, but it's also called a Higgins boat, after the guy that designed it. It comes down these tracks, and it goes down into the water. We just carry it up here when we go from one place to another, and then we let it down in the water. Sometimes the ship, when it takes a bunch of troops in to make a landing, you can't get close enough. So we have to put all the troops in here and take this here into the beach. Sometimes we just use it when we're working around the ship. We use it for all kinds of things. Both of them. We got one on this side and one on the other side. We can carry 36 people inside of here, or a jeep and fewer people. These are our life rafts. They are been here since 1943 when the ship was commissioned. They're made out of cork. If you use these, if you're wounded, you can ride on top. If you're not, you float in the water and hold on to these ropes. Okay, let's go up here. Abby, you okay? Operate the speed. There's a repeater gyro. Everything here. I can't get everybody in here at one time, but you can look in here as you walk by. See, there's a steering wheel. The guys up in the con up there, they haul down through that too. Okay, I'm going to have all you guys come out of here. Just stand right here and wait till we can all get together, okay?
I can't wait to get right down here. Whoa.
Now see the steering wheel in there, and there's that tube that comes from the top. And that's how the people up in the con, up in here, they holler down that tube and tell these guys how fast they want to go. They don't have to because they're looking on the repeater tower on there. Yeah. That thing tells us what course to stay on.
This is cool.
We have a nice shade spot up here. I want to talk to everybody a little bit about the history of the ship while we're up here just quickly. Let's get Abby over here so she can sit down. Here you go, Abby. You can have a seat here. Okay. So, let's talk about the ship. Everybody huddle up here. Come on. Let's talk about the history of the ship real quickly. The ship was commissioned in 1943, and it immediately went to the Eastern Theater, and it made lots and lots of trips back and forth between England and, fill me in, I forgot. Huh? France, yeah, to all the beaches in Normandy. Okay, so it did this until the end of World War II. The ship was deactivated for a little while, and then it was put into service for something else called the Military Sea Transport Service. And it was making lots and lots of trips to Greenland for construction of something called the DEW Line, the Distant Early Warning System. And that was from the Cold War. That was way before you guys. Okay, then it did that until 1961. It was put back, deactivated again. And then in 1964, it was reactivated and turned over to the Greek Navy. And the Greek Navy used the ship until 1999. Good. And then the ship was deep. They were going to cut up the ships, a bunch of them. And we went over to get one, and we picked this one out, partly because of its heritage, and partly because we thought we could get it running. And the longer we were trying to get it running, the more people kept coming back home. So finally they left, and they brought the ship back to the United States, back to Mobile, Alabama, with just 28 guys aboard. Their average age was 72 years old. And I know that sounds old, as old as it can be, but the crew we have here today probably averages around 70. We have 3 people here, 93 years old. That's a 40mm camera. I'm sorry. I should have warned you. I'm sorry.
Are they shooting? Are they shooting?
Yeah, they are. You want to go back?
Yes, I want to see this.
I want to take a video of that.
Oh my gosh, this vlog's starting to be the best.
She just got attacked by 2 drones.
World War II coming back. Back in 1940s.
Yeah, wow. I wanted to take a video of them shooting.
That was amazing. Oh, I'm so glad I recorded that. If I wasn't recording, I would have missed that. My gosh, they shot.
Okay, I'm sorry, everybody. That's all the rounds are going to shoot. Sorry about that. Okay, so we know about the history of the ship. One of the things that you can't see is way up there is the con. That's where we actually steer the ship from most of the times when we're going up and down the rivers. That wasn't there before the ship was put into the military sea transport. And during World War II, there was just an open place up there. So the officers served out in the open. They had metal up to about their shoulders, and above that, they were just out in the open. And I'm sure they had their binoculars up to their eyes, looking for a target out in the ocean, which is pretty hard to find. Okay. Now we want to go back down to officers' country, where the officers stay. So Abby, you're going to have to do some hopping to get down the steps here. Okay, let me have
there's a tour down there.
Yeah, it's down there.
Down there. Now I'm not so seasick anymore. You know, I know we're not even moving, but I haven't been on the water.
Okay, let's go in here. This is all back to the office.
No, I'm here to catch you.
Actually, I wish we could have died.
Oh, well, I'll catch you.
What? I don't want him to fall over. Wow. I don't know about in the water. Not that one. Not really.
Take it when you can get it. I know it does. Oh,
That's what people bathe in.
okay. Your chair's right there.
That's the wardroom right there. You want to talk about there?
Yeah.
Why would you tell somebody that? That's the dumbest idea. Yeah.
Nuclear missile
Abby?
launch button inside.
We're going to come back out on the main deck the other side. I'm going to put you in a wheelchair and take you around this way, and you're going to wait for everybody on the other side.
It's gonna be
okay?
my screensaver.
Just not enough room here.
Nuclear missile launch button inside.
Why would you tell me? Abby, you want your taken by
Welcome aboard, you guys. Welcome. What grade are you in?
6th grade.
6? Already?
Yeah.
Wow. Golly gee. Well, I got a contest coming up.
I like how you said that. Wow. Like Riley, golly, jeez. Oh gosh, look at that shot.
How would you use that? Would you like
Looking nicer than it was.
open it and take that down?
Please do not close the door. Please close the door quietly.
Hey, you guys. Can I have your attention?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Whoever can guess my age the closest, I'll give him a $1 bill. Only one guess.
80. 81.
Huh?
81.
What was the question?
Wait, what?
What was the question?
75.
What? You guys say the year.
1945.
No, I mean, how old am I?
Oh.
84.
No.
93.
No, how much?
93.
You got it.
93?
You got a dollar.
Yeah, I'm only 93 years old.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, it's my first guess.
Hayden.
Welcome
Good
aboard.
job.
Magic.
One of these ships here was my home for 2.
I thought of my
Out
grandma.
the wardroom.
One of these ships here was my home for 2 whole years. And this is the wardroom. And this table right behind me here
72.
is where they used to use it for an operating table when they were hauling the casualties back from D-Day in France. And the officers would eat up here, and I wasn't allowed up here because I was an enlisted man, so I couldn't eat up here. Only time I seen this place up here is when I was getting punished. But thank you for coming aboard.
What's that?
Thank you for coming aboard.
Okay. Everybody, when you look down these aisles here, you have staterooms where the officers live. There's 2 officers to a stateroom, and they have 2 bunks in there, sort of like bunk beds. They have a fold-down desk. They have their sink, and they have their lockers. So they have a
Shake
much
hands.
nicer than everybody else on the crew does.
Alright.
You know, rank
Thank
has
you.
its privileges in the military. And we're
Thank
going to
you.
go out this way, and this last one on the left here is the captain's quarters. And by the way, we have a sick bay right up here where if you're sick, this is where you go if you have something wrong with you. We have 2 medical people on the ship with us right now.
Don't take a picture because he don't want to.
Ancient. I cannot. That ain't ancient.
Thank you for coming aboard. We'll shake hands. Yeah, shake hands.
Dude, there's a smoothie. I know. I want a small outlet. Outlet? That's an outlet.
Hi,
This is an outlet. That's a light switch.
I hope so.
Shannon.
lot of these things with my home.
Oh no, that's a creepy hallway.
All right, come on, folks, come on.
Oh dang man, now I have to get used to that.
Abby said I want to try.
Whoa.
You would get in.
A lot of places a trip.
Just like me, and he drives this Jeep. So when we're back in Edelsville, he drives the Jeep right up the ramp and parks on the ship. He thinks this stuff.
Let's go. Let's go to Olive Garden.
Okay. Now, Abby, we need to go down that hatch over there, and it's tight quarters. But we need to get you back to the tank deck. And I think
There's
we're going to do that. I think we're going to do that anyway.
How did you get these?
What's that? These? Okay. Our ramp in Evansville is big enough that we can drive stuff like that up and down. And besides that, we have other ways of getting things up here. And a lot of times we bring it in the ramp where you guys came on board the ship. We can bring it in there and we bring it up on the elevator. I'll tell you about the elevator. Come on over here.
These elevators big.
I didn't even know they had an elevator.
why would it's not a cruise ship, it's a military ship.
Well, for them, it would be a cruise ship, just like waiting.
Nah, this is a warship.
Yeah, they're gonna drive, but they're gonna wait first.
They freaking just fired 40 millimeter rounds.
20 mil. 20 mil.
This is our elevator. So we can bring something big on the ship in that ramp that you came on the ship in. We can drive it up on this elevator, raise it up here, or take it out here and park. In fact, during World War II, when we used the ship all the time, all the tanks stayed down on the tank deck. All the little stuff, like these pieces of equipment here, anything with rubber tires, came up here and we tied it down on these yellow clover leaves. And remember, we tie it down just like we do down on the tank deck. That thing I showed you that fits inside the clover leaves. Everything has to be tied down up here or it'll come off the ship when we get out at sea.
It's amazing.
Because, like I said, the ship really rides rough.
trip ever.
And this elevator is how we get everything up and down here and up and down.
Finally, we have a field trip.
That raises and lower the elevator.
sick.
Now, we talked
Seriously,
about the
1 month and we've already had a field trip.
I'm hungry after
Three
walking.
40 millimeter meters all the way up the front. We have the single 40 over there. The two mounts down low are 20 millimeter cannon. We have those 20s, and we have one over here. And when the ship went to Greece, we had 6 20s on here. 6 of them. And see, this is exactly like the one I showed you on the tank deck. See, it shoots a little bullets. And what's the difference between a cannon and a machine gun? That's right. When this tip hits something, it explodes.
Don't drop it. That's nice.
Yes.
And see the tower up there with the flag on it? That is the director that makes all the 40 millimeter cannons shoot at one target. Sometimes we have to, in World War II, they would move people from one ship to another one, and they would use this thing right here. And they would shoot a cable over to the other ship, and then they put the cable through that eye, and this person on here would sit in there, and they'd move that person from one ship to another. Yeah, yeah, we just put them in a helicopter and fly them over in a helicopter.
I think we already Really?
That boat is probably like, oh, what is that?
We're going to have you off again, I think.
That's what my brother says. You are not blessed. Bless you.
Amazing.
You are blessed. Looks like that boat's gonna die.
Look, there's the second LST. There's another LST, bro. Look at that thing.
Oh my god.
That thing's huge.
That's
That
a
thing's bigger than
beast.
this. 2 times.
Brady, there's another LSC. LSC 314. Okay. Nose down there. Yeah.
Another one over there.
Bro, what if that's like a...
Let's see it. Hello.
Hello.
I'll tell you again. Just sit up
said,
on.
yo.
Sit on. You can see all the way out.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Oh, so you guys are going to take mine? Okay.
Tomorrow's Friday the 13th.
Oh, frick. I remember one time Mrs. Caudell's class, Friday 13th, we had a wasp one time in a room.
Right, Friday the 13th's coming up. You see a wasp carrying a red balloon.
Oh God.
Excuse me, girl.
I mean, it did come out like not too long ago.
Collapse it up just a little bit.
Let's get it up there. No, that's Mr. Thomas.
However long it takes the bus to leave, drop us off and go back up and grab them.
What are we going to do when we put
Bless you. I still do not know how you guessed his age.
So what are we doing for when they're here? Sit in there and wait until they come back. And then we're gonna go to let's do the spider web. And then we're gonna go. Just 19. I already got it. That's what she said. Well, he's gonna have to go to gallery. I'm sitting down. Yeah. I never do that one. No, actually, it's nice.
This is a cool tour.
It is. You guys need to come back down. Yes.
I'm telling you this weekend.
I think this is Ulrich said they will be doing big event this weekend. More.
What is happening this weekend? I don't know.
They're going to have more military equipment out and different things set up. So
Isn't that like I see like a gift shop type thing too? Is that that? I know. It's like yeah, we go. I'm so happy. Hey, let's go in there. I know. I'm excited. I'm going in. Goodbye. I don't know what to be the last one. I'm in it. I hate these stairs.
These stairs are These are bunks. I still want to sleep on it.
Look too comfy. No, they don't feel too comfortable. That's my bed.
We're in a wing deck right now. And you can see how wide the wing deck is. It runs all the way from the main deck down to the bottom of the ship. And at this level, everybody is sleeping. There's a wing deck on the other side of the ship, too. We have only a crew of about 100 people and about 8 officers. And we're carrying about 200 people. So when the ship is full, we have 300 people on the ship. And you can see in this compartment, we're sleeping, 24 people. It's like this on both sides of the ship. 2/3 of the length of the ship is for people sleeping.
It's a storage part.
Don't take the top off.
Good content.
See, all these things
Really good
just
content.
come in hooks.
Are you posting
That's
that
when
on
we
YouTube?
get to where we're going. We get
Maybe.
the bumps out.
I don't know.
Don't post it, because I'm in
Your
it.
place going back. So people are running over and sleeping in here, going over to wherever we're going, like Harmony, and coming back, people are in stretches. Yes, sir. No, that's a fire alarm. But as we wake up every morning here, they play Reveille over the speakers really loud, so you have to wake up. It's 6:30 in the morning. Okay, so we're going back down to the tank deck now.
Situated. Hasn't been remodeled since 1940s. Yeah.
If I had a mustache.
It's kind of creepy.
He's like, oh my god.
Start. Get to the gift shop. Shop's not open yet. So we'll have to come back another day. Here's the end of the tour. About 50 minutes long. All I have to do is enjoy.
Oh, that's mine.
Hey! CJ! Yay! I'm posting you on my vlog channel. Bye. Bye bye, CJ.
Thank you guys. Thank all of you for coming to our ship.
You're welcome. Thanks for the tour.
Thanks for having us.
Why the heck am I still recording this?
How was it, guys?
How did you like it?
Did you learn something new?
Yeah, 45 minutes
Awesome.
long.
That's the important part. Got to see a big piece of history.
I took a whole bunch of pictures.
Wait, is that me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I was
Like some
thinking.
McDonald's fries.
And then Hayden decided to draw a mustache.
After this, I'm gonna need some water.
I wonder if it sounds much scarier.
Just the air conditioning.
There's a wasp.
Where?
There's up there. So I see
listening back as far as I could. We're 21. The picture you took of me.
Guys, look, we're 21.
We're 21.
Alright, that was fun.
Do these windows bigger than any other window that I think? Besides the one at the school and the teacher's room?
I do not know. Oh yeah, I saw CJ and AJ.
You saw AJ? Where was he? I didn't see
He was in there. He was waving to me.
Oh. Did he wave to me?
Probably.
I probably didn't see him and I'm just blind. I probably did look straight at him. I probably did look straight at him or something.
Yeah, you probably did.
Kevin's Hoosier.
Well,
Kevin's Hoosier auto repair.
that is the end.